spoke to the immutable power of hope and the inherent grace of the human spirit. This response is the inspiration for this book and the 5 graces, regardless of whether we lead a team of 5 people or 50,000 or only ourselves. We need the 5 graces. Each is an invaluable radically human trait that, in the aggregate, literally compose the word grace. Gratitude, the attitude that lifts our hearts and elevates our spirits. Resilience, what makes the impossible possible. Aspiration, knowing that we can make tomorrow different and better than today. Courage, not having no fear, but rather to know fear and move beyond it. Empathy, meeting others where they are to understand who they are. Grace reminds us of a paradox that is always true about leadership. It starts with the leader, but it is never about the leader. Grace is that voice of humility that whispers, "It's not about you." Here we find the softer side of leadership, far beyond any technical skill set that we have mastered in our careers. But make no mistake, each of the 5 graces contain hard truths that can make or break leadership, and there is nothing simple about them. Grace keeps our focus on others. There is no leadership without followership. No leader wants to charge up the mountain only to discover halfway up that no one is following. We recognize that leading is not about telling people what to do. Rather, it's guiding them in what to think about. We know that while the leader sets the strategy, it takes others to execute that plan. To have the grace to create this kind of leadership, we need to be radically human leaders with greater self-awareness and genuine connection to others. In today's world, it's about establishing community so everyone can be part of something bigger than themselves. It starts with gratitude, the attitude that always determines our altitude. We need strength for the journey. That's where resilience comes in. It propels us forward toward our aspirations as we raise our sights on what we can become. It also takes courage to look unblinkingly in the mirror and ask ourselves if we are truly committed to be the change we want to see in the world. Last, but hardly least, we need empathy to meet others where they are and to ensure that no one is left behind. Leadership is always about transporting people. After all, the first word in leadership is literally lead. Where grit meets grace. When the going gets tough and the way forward is shrouded in uncertainty, grit can push us through. It's the tenacious drive that makes us resilient against all odds, but grit alone cannot do the job, especially when leading others. Grit reports to grace, the real sovereign. In the face of failure, grace assures us that we will not only be okay, but also actually get better, and, amid success, grace guards us against self-importance. What truly makes a difference is how we operate, the imprint we leave, and how we make others feel. In other words, it is our grace. Think about when the unexpected strikes. In every crisis, people look to others, who panicked, who had it together, and every time they will train their eyes on the one person who exudes confidence that everything will be okay. Knowing that, we must ask ourselves, are we the ones they turn to? No matter what happens, do we have the grit to be graceful? Chapter 1. Gratitude. When people are told, "We couldn't have done this without you," the message delivered is, "You are loved." Many years ago, early in my tenure as CEO, I went to New York to meet with a board member to go over the feedback of my 360-degree review. At the end of our 3-hour conversation, that board member gave me invaluable advice that has guided me ever since. A leader's higher calling is to surround the organization with purpose. Your day job is to ensure that people feel better after every conversation with you than they did before. I certainly don't always live up to that standard, but showing appreciation starts with words that reflect sincere gratitude for others. Thank you. You're making a difference. You matter. An attitude of gratitude starts with 2 small but extremely powerful words that translate in every language. Thank you. It's a gift that goes both ways. As we express our thanks, we are uplifted, often as much as the person being appreciated. Indeed, true gratitude is one of life's most precious treasures, and for leaders, it is the saving grace. The G in grace. Love and leadership aren't normally put together in the same sentence, for obvious reasons, but being radically human leaders begins with our hearts. Face it, leaders need others. We all need others.